Hi everyone, this video covers my 4-day trip to Denver, Colorado for the Pioneer Network Conference, a conference to learn more about person-centered care for those living with dementia. Since I am a dietitian who works in long-term care that is home to people who live with dementia, I jumped at the chance to learn more. Person-centered care is all about respecting the individualized needs and preferences of each resident in a long-term care home, and I've started to grasp at what that was, but hope this conference will provide more insight. So I just got to my hotel room here at Denver, Colorado, and I really wanted to give you guys a room tour, just a quick room tour, because I think it looks beautiful. So here we are coming in through the door, and we have such a cute little sitting area, and don't mind my luggage there. And then back here, we have 2 beds. Yes, I have 2 beds to myself. And then we have a second TV. We have an amazing sliding door with a mirror, and our bathroom kind of very much attached to the bedroom, whereas usually it would be in a separate room, but I actually think I kind of prefer it this way. And then we have our bathroom, and I love how it's designed and decorated. Like, it's very modern, but it's got that hint of, luxury from the wood, from the brown leather. So I think I am going to enjoy staying in this room a lot. So I got back from day 2 of my conference here in Denver, Colorado, and we had some main sessions today. So in the first session, the speaker taught us about the brain and how during dementia, during the progression of dementia, how each of those parts of the brain are changed. And she talks about how understanding how these parts of the brain are affected can help us to create more person-centered strategies for individuals living with dementia. Now, the second session, it kind of went over my head a little bit, but it did have a lot of focus on self-care and how taking care of yourself is helpful to provide more person-centered care for residents. And honestly, we shouldn't really be placed into these situations in the first place, but if we are overly stressed, then obviously our person-centered care strategies or our person-centered care mindset will not shine through as well as it can. So coming to this conference, I really wanted to learn more about what person-centered care means and how I can be more person-centered in my care that I provide to my residents at home. I think this is a really good starting point, and I'm excited to see what the other days will bring.
Quality of life and safety, let's put those together. Promotes autonomy, let's think about COVID and how that was impacted. And manages risk. Oh, that's easy.
So I just finished my 3rd day here at Denver, Colorado at my conference. And today we learned about the secret sauce to dining. So this is super important for me because I'm a dietitian and I work very closely with the nutrition manager slash kitchen supervisors. So we basically talked about, again, person-centered care and person-centered strategies when it comes to eating and the dining room, talking about different atmospheres that we needed to ensure, and talked about kind of the ambiance, what to do and not to do in terms of noise, design, keeping things simple. And the second session was something that I was super interested in. This session was about whether or not there's a surplus of safety in long-term care homes, because as a dietitian, there are residents who require a certain texture, food or fluid texture type, but they hate it to such an extent and that they won't eat anything. And of course, that's a risk of malnutrition and weight loss and dehydration. But then on the flip side, if you don't provide the texture that they are safest at, then of course there's a risk for choking, there is a risk for aspiration, which is basically just something going down the wrong way. And if there are enough occurrences of that, then they might get something called aspiration pneumonia. But we need to assess that risk. And there was actually a quote from the video that the speakers showed us that resonated with me, and I wanted to share it with you guys. We focus on the negative outcomes that might be, rather than the positive outcomes that are. We have the right to accept risk that we feel is appropriate so that we can enjoy whatever decision that we make. After the morning session, we quickly made our way to the airport to catch our flight, cut it real close for a connection in Chicago, and flew home. This was such an amazing trip, not only for the scenery, but for the change in mindset I'm bringing home for all my residents.